But starting us off this week, we've got Pitch Black.
The movie, what gave us Vin Diesel, as far as I can tell.
I think so. Yeah, he did have he had a very small role in Saving Private Ryan, but
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, but no, I think that this is definitely the movie that got him on everybody's radar, and then of course the following year was when he got Family.
Family. I had never seen any of the Riddick movies before. Being of an age in the 2000s, of course, I knew that they were coming out periodically, and I knew people who thought he was really cool in them. But I just never really had the opportunity to give it a go.
Yeah, I've seen this one before, and like Arcos, yeah, I've seen this one, and I've seen the sequel. Yeah, the Chronicles of Riddick is strange. Yeah, it went from this movie is a very low budget survival horror movie, and then the Chronicles of Riddick is basically space fantasy like Star Wars.
Which that tracks, because I was kind of I had seen more trailers for Chronicles of Riddick back in the day, so I was kind of expecting this one to be more space fantasy. So I was a little bit taken aback by the very low tech or not low tech, the sort of grunge sci-fi, like the lived-in universe.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like very very heavy metal-esque vibe to it. Yeah.
Or like it's like Star Wars if you're not living in the Republic era.
Yeah.
Like the intentionally dirty spaceships.
Right.
So so I think we're gonna probably go full spoilers on this one, because this one has a twist that if we avoid talking about the twist, the review will be 1 minute long. So let's do the 1 minute review first.
Yes.
So do we recommend this to people?
I do. Yeah.
Yep. I would say the caveats on this one are you have to be willing to deal with what were low budget CGI effects in the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a appetite for survival horror.
Yeah.
But I think that there is actually a fair bit here that is rewarding to actually watch, because unlike a lot of movies we've ended up covering, there's like character arcs and dynamics and twists and turns and surprises. And I know that sounds like very basic movie things, but there are Rebel Moon exists, so
right. Yeah.
we have the bottom of the barrel there. So
yeah. Ugh. Ugh.
So those are the non-spoiler thoughts out of the way. Into the spoiler thoughts. So
yes.
This movie has a pretty good cast. Like no A-listers. Even Vin never actually became an A-lister. He firmly an ensemble player in the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, and every time he ever tried to go solo with a movie, they always flopped.
Was he in the Tooth Fairy, or was that The Rock?
That was The Rock, but he was in a similar movie to that. I can't remember the name of it.
I can picture the movie poster in my mind where he's wearing a tutu or something.
He wasn't wearing a tutu, but I think he had like he was wearing a baby whatever those called, where the harness.
Wasn't the pacifier, was it?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, the pacifier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels like. So, am I misremembering? Was he a wrestler at some point?
No, he wasn't. He was just a working up and coming actor.
Okay, then I guess I'll rephrase my thought to. It seems like every tough guy tries to make a movie targeted at the kids so that they'll like him when they get older.
Right. Yeah.
Like Hulk Hogan did it. The Rock has done it multiple times.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger's done it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty ingenious marketing to occasionally do the occasional family-friendly film, because in 5 to 10 years, God willing, you're still acting in action movies, and they'll remember you in a positive way.
Yeah.
The only name I really recognized from the rest of the cast was Keith David playing an imam who basically he's never been a huge character actor in live action, but I'd say his bigger impact is in voice acting.
Mm.
Uh, Big roles for him were Goliath from Gargoyles, which is where I think a lot of people first noticed him in that type of capacity.
Oh
Because the
yeah,
guy just has the richest, most amazing voice. He was
yeah,
also the Arbiter in the Halo series.
yeah. And he was Captain Anderson in the Mass Effect trilogy.
Oh, that's right.
Uh, um, the other, I will say, another actor, or I say actress, I recognized, Claudia Black. Um, she was in Farscape, which was
Okay.
yeah, that was that Jim Henson sci-fi show that was on like in the late '90s and 2000s, right around the
Right.
time this movie came out.
Yeah, like the last creation of Gene Roddenberry.
No, I don't think Gene Roddenberry was on that.
I thought I heard it like advertised as Gene Roddenberry's last thing.
No, that was Andromeda.
Oh, okay.
That
Sorry.
yeah, that yeah, Andromeda was
See,
the one with Kevin Sorbo. Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah, Farscape was the one with actually and Claudia Black was also on Stargate SG-1. Same with the actor who was on that show. They were both they were both on Farscape and they were both on Stargate SG-1. Um, but no, Farscape was like it was kind of like a Buck Rogers kind of clone type thing where
Okay.
it's but instead of him being in the future, he gets sent like to a distant galaxy, and he's on the guy's on a ship full of alien convicts, and the ship's alive. Yeah,
Right. They're full. The convicts are all Muppets, basically, or mostly
yeah,
Muppets.
most of them are. Yeah, um, but yeah, but to get back to this movie, so yeah, so the basic premise of the movie is you've got this civilian ship carrying people that are in cryostasis across to another planet, but then they're crossing through like the rings of this one planet, and there's like a meteor shower that goes through the ship, and the captain gets killed, and all the crew wakes up, and then long story short, the ship ends up crashing, and one of the things that happens is the pilot, who her name is Fry, played by Radha Mitchell. She as the ship is crashing, she tries to jettison the passengers because of the weight from
Right. She's
the
like, I'm not going to die for them.
yeah, but she's not able to. But they end up crashing anyway, and of course she's the only survivor from the crew. And most of the passengers, I think it's like what are like 11 of them or something like that. I can't remember. There's quite a few of them, or no, like 8 or 9. I don't know some.
Right. Out of, I think there were what, 40 of them originally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, one of the passengers, or I should say, two of the passengers. One of the passengers is uh, Richard B. Riddick, played by Vin Diesel, and Riddick is a very dangerous, very strong killer. Um, and the other passenger is basically is a well, he passes himself off as a lawman, but he's really a mercenary, and he's basically taking Riddick in to get paid. Um, and as a result, with them crashing on this like desert planet that's got how many suns does it have? Three.
Yeah. This ridiculous planet has 3 suns. It's almost like they said, Tatooine had 2. We can one up that.
Oh yeah. So they're on a desert planet with 3 suns, and then so they have to figure out a way to get back. And of course,
Right.
the survivors are a very eclectic group of people. I mean, you've got like Claudia Black's character, who's a welder. You've got like you mentioned Keith David's character, who's an Amon, and he's got these 3 kids with him, who are like I guess part of his flock or whatever you want to call them.
Right.
Um,
He's got some fellow Muslims along with him on their pilgrimage to space Mecca.
yeah. And then there was another guy who's like he's an anthropologist, and he's got like a stash of booze and artifacts and stuff. And also there's a kid on there named Jack, and yeah, we'll get to Jack in a little bit, but yeah, so they have to figure out how to get off the planet, and they soon discovered that there was an actual settlement that was there, but everyone is gone, and from what they could tell, they all left in a hurry. And but then you come to find out that there are these alien creatures that are living on this planet that are uh, what do you say, kind of like pterodactyls?
Yeah. Actually, let's take a step back because I don't think we've
Okay.
talked about our lead hero a little bit or very much.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't. So I don't believe that Riddick. So Riddick was basically a prisoner who was on his way being transferred to another planet. He escapes at some point after the crash, and they are okay. Here's the thing: if I crash land somewhere with a convicted murderer, and I'm trying to get back home to safety, I understand the impulse to cut him loose.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like they're trying to like, okay, like if you're gonna leave him for dead, just do it because they keep baiting and like begging for trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they just leave him tied up somewhere, or they threaten him, or
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and at first the movie looks like it's going to just be like a slasher movie that takes place on this alien planet, and because he does creepy things like he sneaks up behind them, like just stays out of sight. He cuts off one of the women's hair and sniffs it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this guy is clearly a serial killer type, you think to yourself. And you find out fairly quickly that what's the name of that? I forget which movie this line is from, but it's a quote I've heard a few times. Uh,
Yeah.
if I started killing people, there'd be none of you goddamn people left.
Oh.
That's kind of the that's kind of the situation I ended up in.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Thinking
can see
about it.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the other, of course, the other character too is with the mercenary. What was his name? Johns. Um, he's no saint himself. He's a pretty bad dude. I mean, you find out that well, number one, he lied about what he really was, or a lie of omission, I guess, and two, he's a drug addict.
Yep. Just takes a quick injection of morphine every day.
Yeah. And but yeah, but as they kind of settle in and they're trying to figure out how to get off the planet, they do find a ship. It's like an escape ship, and but the problem is they don't have any power for it, so they have to figure out a way they have to get these power cells from the old ship over to the new ship. And but then of course, the other part of it too is that some of the characters start getting picked off by the creatures. But the thing is, the creatures can't come out because the sunlight hurts them.
Yeah, it's actually really funny early on, like before the first time they actually see the creatures,
Yeah.
because one of them is poking around in this burrow, and he gets dragged off, and there's just blood everywhere, and then Riddick, they find him above ground and attack him.
Yeah, yeah.
Ask him, like, what did you do with him? And it's like, okay, think through it logically.
Yeah.
He was in the opposite direction, basically minding his own business.
Yeah. It's like,
Outside of following the group.
yeah. Yeah, he's still going, I didn't do it. What are you looking at me for?
And it's like, how could he have made the body disappear that quickly, you idiots?
Yeah.
So, so what's really neat about this too is that the prison that Riddick had been on was basically an eternal darkness, and he and he ends up getting his eyes modified so he can see in complete darkness, which means he usually has to wear goggles, and so he
Right.
actually has like a very distinct weakness, and it's like, wow, that's some crappy luck there, man. Just giving yourself night vision right before you go to a desert planet with 3 suns.
Yeah.
The other kind of neat world building that they have is that they find the skeletons of these giant, like dinosaur-sized creatures or bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, and so then of course they as they look around the settlement and they try to figure out, like, well, what happened to all the people. They see this model of the planets, and they start to pick up on the fact that, there's something going, there's more to this place. And when they see it, they realize that there's an eclipse coming that'll just put the planet in complete darkness. So now they're going, okay, we're going to be in complete darkness on a planet, and we're going to be surrounded by a bunch of alien creatures that can't go out in sunlight, and they'll be able to come out.
And suddenly Riddick goes from the guy with the huge weakness to the guy with the only win condition.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And so what I would actually say that I would say that, how to put this, Riddick himself does go through a bit of. Actually, I said that Riddick is kind of the same at the start and end, outside of him getting more attached to the people.
Yeah.
It's really the pilot Fry who has the most character journey, because she was ready. She was the pilot. She was ready to jettison everyone else to save her own skin.
Yeah.
And so, of course, first that's a big secret that she has to keep in order to not have everybody turn on her. But you also just see it reverse over the course of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, she does actually come to care about these people. And so, again, like, okay, so we've gotten into like the bit of the spoilers. This is like this. What I'm about to say, huge spoiler. If this movie sounds remotely interesting, shut us off right now.
Yes.
When she's the one who gets picked off by one of these demon pterodactyls.
Yeah.
At the very last minute.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shock, because you're used to the last girl trope, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty shocking at that moment, really. And then all of a sudden she's gone, and you're like, whoa.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and of course the other part of it too is when all of the everybody starts getting picked off by the creatures. Riddick's like, well, gotta be careful, because then now they can smell our blood. And you come to Riddick is actually the one who figures it out, that Jack, who's the kid in the group, everyone thinks is a boy. Turns out Jack is actually a girl who is having her period.
It's bears.
It's bears. Yeah.
Like bears.
Yeah. And I'm by the way, I'm kind of half convinced that the Jack from the Mass Effect trilogy was a little inspired a little bit by the Jack in this movie. But yeah, so that's the big twist there. And of course Jack starts hero worshiping Riddick. She cuts her hair, she shaves her hair completely.
Get some goggles. Yeah.
Some goggles, yeah.
It's kind of cute in a way. It's
yeah.
So I think that like I say, overall, this is a fine movie. I was actually kind of my standards are so low these days, and I feel like they're too low because we've seen so many crappy things that have come out the last 10 years.
Yeah, yeah,
So just little things like, oh, the way that they find out about the triple eclipse is because the miners who had been there before had built a model of the world. The hint that we have that the monsters are picking people dry is that we find a bunch of dead aliens.
right, yeah,
Like and at first you think, oh, it's just because this place is so hot. Oh, it turns out that they were picked dry or picked to pieces by these odd critters.
yeah, yeah.
Like they do a good job of it. It's actually one of the better genre fake outs I've seen. It kind of, I'd say the best genre fake out, if you don't know what the movie is already about, would be Predator,
Oh yeah,
because it goes from Rambo to slasher movie.
yeah.
But like this is up there. Like it's all just well executed.
Mm.
Now, I mentioned before that you have to deal with some relatively low budget 2000 CGI. They do the classic we have bad CGI, how do we cover it up maneuver by
Yeah.
having the aliens be lighterverse and being in the shadows. That's a smart bit of working with your limitations.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then Arco says, then becomes not very cute in the sequel. Yeah, yeah, she does come back in the second one, and so does Keith David. Yeah, spoiler, they're the two survivors with Riddick. Yeah, and by the way, in the second movie, it's very clear that Jack is a woman. Let me just put it that way. There's no ambiguity there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, overall, I mean, this it's an enjoyable movie. It will keep your attention for 2 hours. That's the other thing too, is the plot's nice and tight. There's not a whole lot of there are a couple of lulls here and there, but nothing too spectacular. Nothing too bad. Most of it is just setup.
It's normal pacing stuff.
Right. Yeah. The movie really gets going when as soon as the eclipse hits.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when it kicks into overdrive.
So yeah, I would say that this was a surprisingly good watch, and I'm always happy to be pleasantly surprised with these things.
Yeah.
Daniel, this was one that you recommended. Oh, I should say, Pitch Black is currently available to watch on Netflix.
Right.